Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about columns and rows in Flutter. So let's get started. So we will first start with a column widget. So let's create a column widget, and then you can see that we have children property here, which means we can take multiple widgets inside it. So first we will create a container. We will give container a color. Okay, and a height. Let's give it 100. So you can see again that the container has a height of 100, but it took width of complete device. So let's give it a width of like 100. Let's copy and paste it more than once. Now let's change the color of each container. Okay, now we have three containers, red, green and blue, okay, which are aligned in a column on y-axis, and thus the main axis alignment, which means the alignment of containers on y-axis, because the main axis of the widget column is y-axis. So we have multiple properties in column for main axis. Okay, we have center, which will align the containers to the center of y-axis. Okay, start, which will align container start of the y-axis, and end to align it at the end of the axis. Yeah. We have space around, which will for each container it will have a particular space around it, and space between, which will have space between each container. Okay, moving each one away from each other. And then we have space evenly, which will evenly distribute the space between each container. Now we have one more property, that is cross axis alignment, which means that it is opposite to the main axis alignment of the column, which is the main axis alignment of the column is y, so the cross axis alignment will be x axis. So cross axis alignment, the center and end didn't work here because we don't have width for the column. So let's wrap it with a container and give it a width of around like maybe 500. Yeah, so because it has a width now, so the cross axis alignment actually put the containers at the end of the column on x axis. So if we turn it to start, like it will be aligned at start of the cross axis, and if we enter center, then it will align the containers to the center of the cross axis. Now we can just replace the column with row, as row and column has the same properties, just their alignment is different. Okay, for row, okay, the main axis is x axis and the cross axis alignment is y axis. After converting the column into row, we can see that the center containers in the column have been moved to the top, but in the horizontal direction. Okay, so let's check one thing. Let's replace size box with container and give the container a color to check the background of the row. So we can take a color as colors dot gray. Yeah. So we can now see that the row has a background of gray, but it has only taken only some amount of width of the screen, whereas column has taken complete space of the device. The reason is that for column the main axis is y-axis, so it has taken the space of y-axis completely, but for x-axis we have given it width of 500. That's the reason it has taken complete space, y-axis and x-axis. But for row we have just mentioned the width 500. So we have not mentioned the y-axis element, that is height. That's the reason row have not taken complete space of the device. Let's give the container a height of around 600. Let's check it. Yeah, maybe 1000. Yeah, so it has taken the complete width of the screen now, and you can see the container in the center of the screen in horizontal direction. So we can also on the main axis alignment we can experiment something like for start. Okay, the containers have moved towards the start of the main axis of row, and at end the container move towards the end of the main axis. And same property which we were using in column will be applied here, but in the different direction. The stretch property present here will make the containers to stretch towards the cross axis completely till the parent widget width. That's all about the column and rows. Thanks for watching the video.